Tam Shanter, a poem by Robert Burns. When Chapman Billies leave the street, and Ruthie neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late, and folk begin to attack the gate, while we sit boosing at the nappy, and getting foo and Uncle Happy, we think now on lang Scots miles, the Mossy's water slaps and styles, that lies between us and our hame, where sits our sulky, sullen dame, gowing her brows like a gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. The truth and honest Tam Shanter, as he frae air in night did canter, all dare, wham near as tune surpasses for honest men and bonny lasses. O Tam, hadst thou been sae wise as ta'en thy and wise Kate's advice? She told thee weel though was a scullum, a blithering, blustering, a drunken blethum, that frae November till October, a market day thou was nae sober, that ilka melder wi the miller, thou sat as lang as thou had siller, that every neg was cade a shoeing, the smith they gat rowing foeing, that at the LD's house, even on a Sunday, thou drank wi' Kirkton Jean till Monday. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be found deep drowned in Doon, or catched wi' warlocks in the murk, by always old haunted kirk. A gentle dames that gives me greet, to think how mony counsel sweet, how mony lantern sage advices, the husband frae the wife despises. But to our tale a market night, Tam had got planted unco right, fast by an ingle blazing finely, wi' Raymond Swats that drank divinely, and at his elbow Suitor Johnny, his ancient trusted Ruthie crony. Tam lo'ed him like a vera brother. They had been phoned for weeks together. The night drave on wi' sangs and clatter, and the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with favours secret, sweet and precious. The sauter told his queries stories. The landlord's laugh was a ready chorus. The storms without might rear and rustle. Tam didna mind the storm a whistle. Care mad to see a man sae happy, he drowned himself among the nappy. As bees flee hame, we laid the treasure, the minutes winged their way wi' pleasure. Kings may bless, but Tam was glorious, o'er the hills, a life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread. Ye seize the flower, its bloom is shed, or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white and melts forever, or like the Borealis race, that flirtier you can point their place, or like the rainbow's lovely form, a vanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tell our time nor tide, the hour approaches, Tam mun ride, the hour on night's black arch the keystone, the dreary hour he mounts his beast in, and sick a night he tacks the road in, as never poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as twad blast its last, the rattling showers on the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud deep and lang the thunder billowed. That night a child might understand, the Dale had business on his hands, wheel mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg. Tam glept it on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, while holding fast his good blue bonnet, while crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, while glowering round wi' prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where ghasts and hoolits nightly cry. By this time he was across the ford, where in the snow the chapmen smored, and past the Burks and Meikle were drunken Charlie's Brack's neck bane, and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters fans the murdered bairn, and near the thorn abun the well, where Mungo's mother hunged hersel. Before him down pours all his floods, the doubling storm roars through the woods, the lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more the thunders roll, when glimmering through the groaning trees, Galloway seemed in a blaze, through ilka bourne the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn, we tippery, we fear nae evil, we on Squabby, we face the devil. The Scots say reamed in Tammy's noodle. Fair play, he carned deals a boodle, but Maggie stood staring astonished, till the heel in hand admonished, she ventured forward into the light, and vow, Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae Cotillon Brent knew frae France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape a beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim and large, to gie them music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and gart them skirl, till roof and rafters added dirl, Coffins stood open like open presses, that showed the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip sight, each in its cold hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the halley table a murderer's bairns and gibbet airns, 'twas span lang wi' unchristened bairns, a thrief new cutted frae a rape, wi' his last gasp his gap did gape. 5 tomahawks wi' blood red crusted, 5 cimeters wi' murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, wi' his ain son of life bereft, the grey hairs yet to stack to the heft, wi' mair o horrible and awfy, which even to name would be unlawful. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancing's quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they click it, till ilka carlin swat and reek it, and coosed her duddies to the wark, and link it at it in her sark. Now Tam, o Tam, had they been queens, a plump and strapping in their teams, their snarks instead o creasy fallen, been snaw white 1700 linen, their breeks o mire my only pair, that dance were plush o guide blue hair. I would he gi'en them off my hurdles, for a blink o the bonny birdles. But withered beldams old and droll, red woogie hags would spin a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock, I wonder dinna turn thy stomach. But oh, Tam kens what was for brawly. There was a winsome wench of Wally that night enlisted in the corps, lang after kenned on Carrick's shore. For a mony a beast to dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shook baith meikle corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark o' paisley harn, that while a lassie she had worn in longitude low, sorely scanty, it was her best, and she was vaunty. Ah, little kenned thy reverend granny, that sark she coughed for her wee nanny. Wi' twad pund Scots, 'twas a riches, whatever graced a dance of witches. But hear my muse her wing mon cour, sick fights are far beyond her power. To sing how Nanny lap and flang, a supple jade she was and sang, and how Tam stood like on a bewitched, and thought his every een enriched. Even Satan glowered and figgened a fawn, and houched a blue wi' might and main, till first he caper sign anither. Tam tint his reason together, and roars out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant all was dark, and scarcely he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied. A biz out wi' angry fyke, when plundering herds assailed her bike. As open pussies, mortal foes, when pop she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd. When catch the thief resounds aloud, so Maggie runs, the witches follow, wi' mony and eldritch screech and hollow. "Ah Tam, they'll get thy fairin', in hell they roast thee like a herring. In vain like hate awaits thy coming, Kate soon will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the keystane off the brig. There at them loo, thy tail may toss, a running stream they dare na cross. But ere the keystane she could make, the faint a tail she had to stake. For Nanny far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam wi' a furious ettle. But little wist she Maggie's mettle, a spring brought off her master hair, but left behind in grey tail. The carlin caught her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now wha this tale o' truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son take heed. Whenever to drink you are inclined, or Cutty's sark runs in your mind, think ye may by the joys o' dear, remember Tam o' Shanter's mare.